All right, Shalom. Let's start off by saying Ka Halayim La Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Harikak Wadash Ma'amah. Double honors to the elder apostles, the great Muslim, my elder Heroin as well. Salutations to the Akim that are pushing the truth, sincerity, and truth. And peace and blessing to the men, women, and children that believe in the name of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. All right, I'm Khalak Anba Yashar Allah from the Lions and the Yashar Allah camp. And this is another Lions and News and Prophecy, man. And it's real heavy. It says United States Navy aircraft carrier going head to head with the Houthis has its planes in the air constantly, strike group commander says. Right. So what is that saying? That's saying like it's first of all it's saying America is heavily involved in this war. All right. It's no longer a proxy war with them. They're heavily involved in this war. They're fighting against Iran through these Houthi rebels. All right, and this is the things that we need to happen in order for prophecy to be fulfilled. And this is all being stirred up by Yahweh Shem Shai. It's wonderful to see our captivity being turned back right before our eyes. All right, so and ultimately it's going to lead to um this right here. Let me get it. Um, First of all, let me get this. This is Yahweh Shem Shai is preparing war against all these nations, right? And ultimately it's going to lead into the ultimate destruction of Babylon the Great, which ultimately every system that's set up is going to be destroyed. But this main system that's set up through the beast and the dragon and the whore is going to be, you know what I'm saying, destroyed, and everything right along with it because everything uh, uh, is in some way, shape, or form a part of this system. Okay, so now in Jeremiah 50 and 22, it says, "The sound of battle is in the land and of great destruction." Right. Sound of battles in the land and of great destruction. This is what you're hearing. You're hearing that battle cry worldwide. It's not only in the Middle East. It's not only in Ukraine. It's not only in over there by Taiwan. It's everywhere throughout the whole world. You know, if technically this will be a proxy like kind of like a proxy World War III. It hasn't physically brought forth, but it's a proxy wars going on between all these nations. All these nations are fighting against each other in proxy form right now, doing economic warfare, cyber warfare, and proxy warfare. Um, right. So now we're so close to our salvation. The only thing that really needs to happen is what the might be. After you've seen that being pushed on the mass scale, then you know the end is real nigh because that's gonna lead up to that sixth trump. It says in six trumps he shall save these, we shall not see seven. Roughly paraphrasing. So there's a sound of battle in the land of great destruction, man. Verse 23 says, "How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? How has Babylon become a desolation among the nations? This was once the hammer of the earth, the top-notch nation. How has it become a desolation, man?" Verse 24 says, "I have laid a snare for thee, and thou art also taken, O Babylon. Thou was not aware. Thou art found and also caught, because thou hast striven against the Lord." Right. So that ultimate warfare is part of that snare that was laid out for Esau, for America. But ultimately, really, it was big man and little man, the introduction of nuclear warfare on the earth being brought forth by America, and it's going to end with America, or not with America on top. All right, so back to the article. No, wait a minute. Get this. Revelation 12 and 7. So now it says has Houthis has its planes in the air constantly. So now what you're seeing happen is the stage being set because Yahweh Shai and the holy angels are going to show up in the midst of all this fighting and start to get down and get busy. All right, and then he's going to put the spirit in these other nations to fight against them. This is Revelation 12 and 7. It says, "And there was a war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels." Right? All these nations, all these other nations, like that's why you have the Space Force. I just read an article. I didn't read it yet. I saved it to read it. That Russia is trying to put nuclear weapons like on the satellites in space. So you know there's going to be a war in heaven. The war is going to be war out there in space. That's why they got the space force out there, and in the Shemayim with all these planes flying around, trying to fight against the chariots of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. It says Revelation 12:7. And there was a war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon. The dragon and his angels. Dragon fought and his angels, and prevailed not. Neither was their place found in heaven anymore. Right? They ain't gonna be flying them bitches around no more. And also that they're not gonna be in that heavenly state anymore. All right. The Lord's gonna bring them down to the dust where they belong. All right. So on to the article. It says it's loud, hot, and busy on the flight deck of the Ike. A deployed U.S. Navy aircraft carrier, which has heavily armed fighter jets taking off and landing around the clock. The USS Dwight D. Eisenhower, right, spokesperson for NATO, um, it says the USS Dwight D. Eisenhower is a lead ship in the Navy's response to the Houthis, and its aircraft have been involved in striking the Iran-backed rebels directly in Yemen and intercepting threats in the air. In intercepting threats in the air. Business Insider saw operations firsthand during a visit to the nuclear-powered Nimitz-class carrier. For the crew, for the crew of the Eisenhower, keeping its planes ready and airborne is a robust operation and not easy. All right, so the Carrier Strike Group's commander said, it's a huge effort, Rear Admiral Mark Maguez told Business Insider during an interview on the Ike in the Red Sea this week. We're going at it constantly, he said, adding that the crew is launching airplanes every hour to hour and a half. All right, that's a lot of prep work. It says dozens of planes may take off from the carrier during a typical day, which can include multiple launch and recovery cycles over a period that can last up to 12 hours, if not longer. When a fighter aircraft such as the FA-18 Super Hornet lands on the ship, personnel on the flight decks sporting different colored vests that correspond with their job duties prepare it for the next launch. It needs to be refueled and perhaps rearmed if it's released any ammunition during the previous flight. Right. They ain't gonna be able it's kind of like a on if you watch NASCAR, like the pit crew. When they come into the pit to refuel and all that, they gotta move in unison and try to go fast as they can to get it right back out there on the track. Well, it's the same thing when these planes land on the deck on the aircraft carrier. Pilot gets out. They fuel it up, restock the ammunition, and sometimes they even switch pilots. Give the one pilot a rest, right? But it ain't gonna be no rest. Like they going through all this now with the Houthis. Just imagine when Yahweh Shai shows up with all the angels, man. Hold on, matter of fact. What is it? What is it? What is it? Psalms. Let me see if I can find it. Um, okay. All right. This is Psalms 68 and 17. It says, the chariots of Yahweh are 20,000, even thousands of angels. The Lord is among them. The Lord Yahweh Shai is among them in Sinai in the holy place. Right. So the Lord is in the midst of these chariots, man. So Yahweh Shai is going to be in the midst of these chariots showing up. So they ain't going to be able to keep planes in the air fast enough. Period. All right. So going back to the article, it says, while this is happening, other crew members are managing the ship's catapults. That's a little thing that that straps to the back of the plane as it's going to take off. It kind of shoots it forward like a slingshot. Um, it says um, mechanisms that allow the ship to launch planes carrying heavy payloads, and the assisting gear, which are belts that help the aircraft quickly decelerate upon landing. That's a little thing that it hooks on and slows it down. It says each takeoff and landing carries with it a a, tr- 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 a thunderous roar. But shoot, wait till they hear that thunderous roar um, um, of Yahweh Shai. Let me know the fact. Slacker. Okay, let me get let me get that. Let me get that. First Thessalonians. They talking about the roars and shout of those planes, but wait till they hear the roars and shout of Yahweh by Shemi Shai. This is First Thessalonians, right? Chapter 4, verse 16. It says, "For the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout." That's when he's showing up to wage war against these angels, against these devils. All right, with the voice of the archangel and the trump of Yahweh, and the dead in Yahweh shall rise first. Right. So the ones that died in the truth, they're gonna be, you know what I'm saying, already glorified when they show up. You know. All right. And what is it? All right. So that shout mean an order, a command, a stimulation, a cry, either by with animals or horses, by charioteers, like like how yah. You know what I'm saying? A trumpet call, like like a signal for war. And so that's how Yahweh Shai is gonna come down here shouting like a roar, like a God ready for war, man, because that's what he is. He's ready for war. It says back to the article. It says everything happening on the flight deck represents only a portion of what it takes to keep aircrafts in the sky. The rest is happening throughout the floating city that is the Eisenhower, which more than 5,000 sailors are calling home during its deployment to the Middle East. Right, this thing is so big it'll hold 5,000 sailors, man. That thing is huge, and think about it. Think about it. Yahweh Shai's chariot is bigger than that. It's probably about the size of 4 aircraft carriers. It says Miguel oversees Carrier Strike Group 2, which consists of the Ike, 4 destroyers, and a cruiser, he said. It's a ton of effort to get airplanes airborne and keep them airborne. That's why readiness is the key. Is key. In the months leading up to the deployment in mid-October, the carrier crew was practicing things such as dynamic targeting, even though it wasn't known what the security situation of the coast of Yemen would be. Captain Chris Hill, the Eisenhower commanding officer, told BI. It says there are more than 70 aircraft on the Eisenhower, with the air wing made up of FA-18 Super Hornets fighters, E-2 Hawkeye early warning aircraft, E-18 uh, Growler jets for electronic warfare and surveillance, and helicopters, while most of the aircraft are in on the flight deck. Some are below in the areas known as the hangar bay, which is about where about 90 crew members from different squadrons perform maintenance. All right, so it takes a lot for them to keep these airplanes in the sky. You know, it takes a lot for these but just imagine when Yahweh Shai and the holy angels show up with 10,000, thousands of angels, thousands of chariots showing up, right? Pulling up in V formation as described in the book of Ezekiel, you know? And while they're coming to destroy, they're also coming to save. That's the destruction of this place and the salvation of the elect of the children of Israel, man. So these are great things that are happening in the earth right now, but it seems terrible to the naked eye for those that are in disbelief, for those that want to see this place continue on. But the elect, the ones that truly believe in the name of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, wants to see this place destroyed, this whole system destroyed, so we can live at peace, man. There's no peace as long as this system is on the earth. All right, Lord willing, this lesson to edify and serve His purpose. With that, Allah say, Ka halayim la Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Harakak Wadash Ma'amah. Double honors to the elder apostles, the great millstone, and my elder Herawan as well. Salutations to the Akim that are pushing this truth and sincerity and truth, and peace and blessing to the men, women, and children that believe in the name of Yahweh Shai. Shalom.